Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this channel, Adults ESL Online Learning. I'm Dr. Hernandez Smith. In this video, we are going to be looking at Unit 8 about work. It's Lesson A and it is a listening activity. What we want to do is answer these questions. A, what do you see? B, what is happening? C, what's the story? C, what's the story? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures. So let's look at these. Here's number 1. And looking up close, it says human resources. Number 2, zooming in, this is a resume. And it says Mr. Long. He's speaking. This person is speaking, and it looks like he's applying for a job because he has his resume. Number 3, Tony is showing, this man is showing these children something on an iPad, and he's saying the name Tony. Or maybe he is Tony. This is number 4, community college. Looks like a building for community college. And number 5, it is a picture of a paper copy machine. And let me zoom in. I think this is a community college, and Mr. Long is applying for a job to be an instructor, professor, or a teacher at this, or just a position at this community college. And I think Tony is a student at the community college, but also a teacher. I'm not quite sure what he has involved in, but I do know that at community colleges, you do need a paper copy machine for sure. These are the unit goals. Identify questions and answers in a job interview. Recognize and produce key elements in a thank you letter for a job interview. Recognize occupations in which there is job growth. So, number 2, listen. Listen and answer the questions. Number 1, who are the speakers? Number 2, what are they talking about? Here is the QR code. And go ahead and pull it up to listen and play. Who are the speakers? Tony and Mr. Leong. What are they talking about? They're talking about a job interview. Tony is applying for a job. Number one, job he is applying for, shipping and, okay. And then listen one more time. And after you've listened, let's answer these questions, or let's complete this. After you've listened, let's complete the chart. Here is the topic, and here are Tony's answers. Number one, job he is applying for, shipping and receiving clerk. Number two, native country, Peru. Current job, he, oh no, I don't know. Teaching assistant. He is reliable. And five, shift he prefers day shift. A, read, complete the story. Here are our words that we'll be using to complete the story. Background, degree, employed, gets along, interview, personnel, reliable, strengths. Tony has been working as a teacher's assistant for about a year. He is also going to college part-time to get a degree in accounting. Right now, Tony is at a job with Mr. Long. The personnel manager. Mr. Leong asks about Tony's background. Tony says he is from Peru and has been living in the United States for 2 years. Next, Mr. Leong asks about Tony's work experience, and Tony says that now he is at a school. Employed. Finally, Mr. Leong asks about Tony's personal strengths. Tony says he is responsible and reliable, and he gets along with everybody. Mr. Leong says he will contact Tony next week. Okay, let's read this story one more time. Tony has been working as a teacher's assistant for about a year. He is also going to college part-time to get a degree in accounting. Right now, Tony is at a job interview with Mr. Leong, the personnel manager. Mr. Leong asks about Tony's background. Tony says he is from Peru and has been living in the United States for 2 years. Next, Mr. Leong asks about Tony's work experience, and Tony says that he is now, and Tony says that now he is employed at a school. Finally, Mr. Leong asks about Tony's personal strengths. Tony says he is responsible and reliable, and he gets along with everybody. Mr. Leong says he will contact Tony next week. B. Talk with a partner. Ask and answer questions. Have you ever had a job interview? What happened? Yes, I have had a job interview and it went really well. I've had job interviews where it's face to face, where I've flown to another city and given a job interview, or I've driven to another town and given an interview. And they were all for teaching positions or educator positions. And I've also done virtual interviews. And that's been usually how the interviews go. I've had to demonstrate, teaching a lesson, and that's been part of the interview process. So, yeah, that's what's happened with my interviews. What about you? Have you had a job interview, and what happened? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.